Hey guys, I'm Nicky Romero and you're watching Skiddle.
So I'm here at Creamfields with you, Nicky. Just finished DJing. So how many times now is this you've played at Creamfields?
I was thinking about it when we got to the plane today, but I think it's my fifth or sixth time already. I remember the first one I played right before Calvin Harris. That's what I know. But when it was, I think it's 2012. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you enjoy your set today? I caught a little bit of it. Caught your Bee Gees edit, so you could tell us more about that.
Yeah. Staying alive. I think today was one of my best Creamfield experiences ever. I think it's crazy to see like how big they have become over the years, you know, with a lot of different stages. And the fun fact about Creamfields is that you can actually see all the stages from the stage. So when you're performing, you can see like all the stuff going on at the like, how do you call that? Like that rocket thing that launches people in the air, and like a little Ferris wheel you see going on, and you see all the other stages. And if you look carefully, you see the other stage. Like there used to be like a north and south stage. I don't know if they're still called this way.
Yeah, it's arc and something else. I think it's changed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but at least I mean it still feels the same way. So you can see the opposite side, and you can see actually all the stages. So that makes it really cool.
Yeah, you've literally got the best view in the house then from that.
You have a great overview. Yeah, that's cool.
So how obviously you play festivals all around the world, Ultra, Tomorrowland. You mentioned you were in Mysteryland yesterday. How does the UK audiences compare to elsewhere across the globe?
I think the UK audiences are really well educated about music. They know literally all the songs. So what's good about it is that whenever I play a record that's still quite new, most of the times they already know about it, because the UK is quite good at spotting new talent, bringing new talent. And I think the charts here really matter all over the world. So when something's being played on the radio here, then it's most of the times in the early stages. So they're quite, I would say, well educated about what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, so you know if a record works here, it's going to work everywhere else.
Exactly. Yeah. If it works here, like I know Florence and the Machine works well here, but I can play a new Martin Garrix record that works well. Any Calvin Harris stuff, I don't know. It feels like, even though if it's like the more underground records of theirs, they just know what's going on. And I think for an artist, that's very easy to work with. So yeah, that makes it a lot of fun to play here.
So obviously you're playing on a huge festival stage there. What do you prefer? Would you rather be on a big festival stage, or would you rather be in a club?
To be really honest with you, it's a question that I've got on many times, but it's hard to answer it. I mean, it's of course I would say like it's fun to play in front of a lot of people, and of course festivals allow you to play in front of a lot of people, but clubs do have their own charm, you know. They have their own, I like the how do you say that, maybe the intimacy, how do you say that, like intimacy. Yeah, intimacy, yeah, that clubs bring. So it makes it really personal. So I like that too. If I have to make a decision, like a hard cut, I would go for the festivals just because of the atmosphere.
One thing I've wanted to talk to you about is obviously your record label Protocol. So you've been running that since 2012, is that right? So 6 years. So you had your 5-year anniversary last year, and you know a few releases came out to mark that. But what have you got forthcoming that's really going to push the label forward?
Well, I think the industry is changing a lot all the time, and especially the last 2 years since the arrival of Spotify, which allows us to, you know, to reach much further than just Beatport and iTunes and all those other platforms. I think it's great for all the artists that the platform like Spotify arrived. I think since that moment, music went even faster. That means like there's so much space to release new records every day right now, and so many listeners, because it's so accessible for everybody to just stream a record. So that means, in my opinion, that it brought a whole new style, Spotify. It brought that easy listening finger clip, like slow tempo kind of music. And it feels, after a few years of that, like it's going back to more club music right now. I don't think any of that is going to disappear. I think it's like a cycle that keeps on going, like fashion. Like you can literally save your parents' clothing if they have a good taste, and you can like wear it 10 years later, and it will still be in fashion. Even it will be vintage. I think it's the same thing with music. Like there are cycles of what's hot. Then it's R&B, then it's hip hop, then there's like future bass, and there's future house, and it keeps on changing, progressive, big. And I think right now we're back to like the club sound again, and it feels like it's a great place to be.
So you think it's maybe things have gone a bit groovier and slowed down with Spotify, but now we're going back to that pumping, fast tempo. And is the label going to reflect that? Is that where your future releases are heading?
Well, I'm very inspired by the music that, for example, that Camel Fat does right now, because it's always been there, but it feels like it's new again because the industry allows that music to come back. And with Protocol, we're focusing on, I think, a mixture of progressive songs, that I like to do a lot, and the more groovy ones, the ones like that we've been putting out recently. Sunstars do great records like that, I think. Maximals, like the more groovy stuff that we put out. And I think Protocol will focus on a mixture of progressive, techie, tech house records in between that you can like easily squeeze in all times of your set. So I think that's what we'll be focusing.
So you're having basically like a broader panoramic scope, yeah?
Yeah, and also we allowed Protocol to put out more radio single, like Me on You with Tayo Cruz, to see if that works, and I think it worked great. I just like Protocol to explore its boundaries and without losing the fan base.
Great stuff. It's been lovely speaking to you, Nicky. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.